You know, this is the second time recording this because the first time I did about 3 minutes of this, but I realized something was missing. Know what it is? I believe I know what it is. I decided, as you can see, this is about SmackDown only. I'm going to leave Battle of the Belts and Rampage for tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can do it in the afternoon. Hopefully not before the evening. I mean, not by evening, but I know I got something in the morning I want to do. But, SmackDown. The question is Triple H running SmackDown or not? Because he did appear on the show to talk about the draft, which I will talk about in a minute. But I'm going to be honest here. I don't know if he's running it or not. I don't. Because when you look at this show and you see the title, Very Little New, that's what we got. We didn't get anything substantial. A little bit here, a little bit there, but everything generally were repeats or was just throwaway. Opening of the show. Now about the 6-man tag, which is a repeat. We've seen the Brawling Brutes go up against Imperium. Yes, the story between Gunther and Sheamus is great. It's still a good story that can last at least another month or two. But we're talking about a 5-minute video package of WrestleMania. 5 minutes. That could have been devoted for something new. No. We had 5 straight minutes of highlights of WrestleMania. Straight out, 5 minutes. I checked the time. It was 5 straight minutes. After they did the basic intro, then, now, forever, together, they did straight into that. Then you get the promo. Well, not the promo, but the... once you get... And what happened to Pat McAfee? Is he not working yet for WWE yet? Is he still doing his obligations? Or is he taking a break? I don't know, you guys tell me below. But seeing that Wade Barrett is still in that spot, or Stu Barrett, still in that spot where it should be Pat, that's a distraction. I don't like it. I want to see Pat there because it get way more energy from a Michael Cole. Michael doesn't sound genuine right now. He just doesn't. Not saying I hate him, but the point is, we get that. We get the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium match, which we've seen before, which is not bad. The crowd had been there most of the night, so they were a bit low. But the point is, we've seen it already. And on top of that, instead of getting something new, we get a 5-minute WrestleMania repeat of highlights like we got on Raw. But that's a 3-hour show. This is a 2-hour show. And why? Then we get a half of a repeat match. What do we get? We get Ibar of the Viking Raiders with Valhalla, barefoot, versus Ricochet. And the thing is, their partners are not there because they're barred from ringside. The only one that is allowed there is Valhalla. It was a newish match, but then it's still the same people. Let's be honest. We've seen the people from the Viking Raiders. And honestly, what does this really give Ricochet and Braun Strowman or the Viking Raiders? Tell me. Leave a comment what you think below about this. What do you think is going to happen with the Viking Raiders and Ricochet and Braun Strowman? Are they going to continue? Are we going to see Braun Strowman next week versus Ibar's partner? I can't remember what his name is right now. I don't know why I'm blanking on him. And I know his name normally, but I'm blanking his name. Maybe it'll come to me. But the point is, are we going to have that next week? Isn't that what's the status quo, what Vince does? Sometimes when they got nothing to do, when you don't know what to do, you break them up. This is Vince. I'm going to break up the Viking Raiders and Braun Strowman and Ricochet, each one of them doing a match each week, and then have another rubber match. This is what we got. Ricochet won this week. I bet you his partner is going to win next week over a Braun Strowman. I'm sure he might win. If he doesn't, I'll be kind of surprised. But then it'll be worse because they're not going to have no reason to continue. Because once Braun and Ricochet beat both the Viking Raiders, they're basically done. What is the Viking Raiders going to do now? I don't know. Then we get the women's tag match. Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya. I'm not saying I didn't think Liv didn't work in this match. The point is, this match went 3 minutes. 3. You barely had anything from Raquel. You got some from Liv Morgan. Yes, Chelsea was there with her tank. The time in the tank felt more longer than the match in the ring with Natalya. And that short 10-second segment of Natalya and Chelsea together, where she puts her hand on her arm and then they go like this. What did that mean? When you only get 3 minutes in the damn ring. 3. Do I care? No. Because they didn't hype up much, since we supposedly believe that, who was hurt now? Because supposedly Ronda was originally hurt. And now Shayna is hurt, if I remember correctly. So does that make it any easier? No. They didn't even announce why they were out. They just basically gave the tag title shot to Raquel and Liv Morgan, when clearly the one who won the match at WrestleMania was Ronda and Shayna Baszler, who should be facing one another at WrestleMania. Guys, they should have faced each other at WrestleMania instead of tagged. That's the truth. They should have, but we didn't get that. 2 horsewomen should have faced each other. I'm just saying. Let's make this very clear. What Triple H said about the draft is a good thing. In a few weeks, we're going to get it. But it's not clear if NXT is going to be included, which it should be, and probably will be, but it's very vague. Now, that's what they do anyway. And it's not something that's unusual. But here's what's unusual. Hearing Michael Cole, as Triple H came out, saying that this is the boss who runs the show. I knew then, clearly, there's a good chance Triple H is not running SmackDown. Why would Michael Cole even say that? Why would he need to say openly that he is the boss that runs the show? Unless Vince wanted people to believe Triple H is still running it when Vince is running it. We're going to know soon enough. I don't know, because I didn't check NoDQ.com. I didn't check Fightful.com or any of the sites before I did this video. When I finish this and upload it as it is, I'll go over to JD and Just Alex and I'll find out from when they got their little, they get Dave Meltzer telling them, or anyone from any of the other sites saying that Vince was in the back writing, or Vince in the back was not writing. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't know if Vince is running it or not yet. But the way that Triple H was announced as the man who's running the show makes me think he's not. But that's just me. LA Knight dealing with Xavier Woods. Look, I like Xavier Woods. I don't see Up, Up, Down, Down often, but I still like his channel when it came to him and Tyler Breeze. Prince Pretty. Then you know how I feel about LA Knight. That is my boy. I've known about him for 10 years. 10. Since I watched wrestling. From Impact Wrestling, when it went from TNA to Impact. He was there. He earned his stripes. And I said it as one of the few people who was doing video reviews, that LA Knight was it. LA Knight when it was Eli Drake. And right now, what is LA Knight doing? He was written to complain about not being on WrestleMania. Like, what about Bray Wyatt? Pretty much the same thing. So you get LA Knight next week dealing with an Xavier Woods. He is working with one of the most established wrestlers there. So that is a good thing. But does that mean he's going to get anywhere? He was working with Bray Wyatt, who came in last year so freaking hot. And then fizzled out. For no reason. To the point where he wasn't even on WrestleMania. I am very worried about LA Knight getting terrible gimmicks before he leaves. before he leaves WWE, because I do believe he'll get the axe. I believe LA Knight is going to get the axe somewhere down this year. I do believe it. If he doesn't, I'll be surprised. I truly believe he will get the axe. But that's just me. You guys tell me below. It is good to see Shinsuke Nakamura returning, like with Matt Riddle, but he's coming back next week. So it's good to see him come back. But it isn't something substantial. It's good to see him, though. I'm not taking anything away Nakamura. I like Nakamura. Just saying. The Latino World Order versus the, well, seeing that they took the Latino World Order that Ray was involved with when it came to Eddie is a nice thing. Bringing back an old gimmick is good because El Gato del Fantasma has now joined that Latino Dark. Well, let me give it to you like this. The reason I'm botching here, I would rather see do I want Delgado El Fantasma to drop that title and just be in the Latino World Order as individuals? Yes. Because yes, it's well established from NXT, but this is a lot more substantial. So I want to see Legado El Fantasma just drop that name and just go by the Latino World Order. Everybody in there, Sansko Escobar, when it came to Zelina Vega, Ray, when it came to Wilder and it becomes El Toro, I want to see them just use that name. Because seeing that they're under that umbrella is not something that's necessary. The Latino World Order will get over as long as they don't use that title of Delgado del Fantasma. Was it a match that was unusual? No. It was what we've been dealing with for a while now. And now that we finally got Ray beaten up on his son, the question is going to be, how are they going to end the feud when it comes time to end it between Ray and Dominic? That's going to be the big question. A big question, not just because the draft is going to split them, because it may still end up on the same show. It eventually's got to end. The question is, how are they going to end it before it gets tedious? I'm just saying. Finally, and I'm not saying who won because you already know who won. You know who already won that match. I know it's Judgment Day, but I'm not going to fill in any blanks. Oh, I will say this, that I did enjoy Rhea Ripley getting spotlighted by Triple H. I didn't say that earlier, but I am glad to see that Mommy is getting her moment, holding her title over. I know I sounded Caribbean instead of Spanish. It's just me. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't have the attitude of one. The final match, which gave a little bit more of something, which they weren't willing to go there. And that was a Sami Zayn versus a primetime Jey Uso. Jimmy's at home because he was sent home last week. He was told by Paulie, handle it. You're by yourself. Jimmy's home. He said, fine, because that was the match. He told Solo, you make sure you take care of that. If he doesn't take care of that problem, you need to take care of the problems. So, right before the match, you got Kevin getting taken out by Solo. Fine. Okay. Then during the match, Solo comes out. And they keep teasing that maybe Solo's going to take out Jey. But he basically nails a Sami, which it looks like it was supposed to be Jey getting nailed. I'm telling you right now, I believe, and this is me, not because I did come up with a theory that Jey Uso could be the new head of the table eventually. I did make that theory. I made a gut report on it. But I'm telling you right now, my feeling was this. I don't believe Triple H is running SmackDown. I'll be surprised if he is. If he is, fine. But I truly believe that they changed the story at the last minute. So when Solo spiked Sami, the match was over, and he starts destroying Sami, I truly do believe that Jey was supposed to stop him and turn. I do believe this. Not super kick him and that Matt Riddle will come out of nowhere to try and save him. I just don't buy it. Because Matt Riddle is supposed to work with The Miz. Now he's helping out the Sammy and Kevin Owens. That makes no sense. Yes, in story it does, because Solo supposedly took him out when he went to rehab in real life. We know this. But the way it is, why would you let the Miz storyline start on Raw and the Bloodline story now start here when he's going to be helping Sammy and he's going to be helping Kevin? Yes, people are going to say, well, it's a one-off. I don't believe it is. This didn't need to happen. This will give too much confusion. And to be honest, it feels like it was a last-minute write-in, a last-minute scribble for it would have been better for Matt Riddle to come out after the draft if they were on the same show. Not before, because then they may never get a full resolution if it's only within 2 weeks. Because we're not going to get anything before then. I really do believe that. But it's just me. This show had very little new in it. Flat out. And I truly believe Vince rewrote the show when it was being recorded. Now, I don't believe this is live. This is not live. But this is what I believe happened. As they're about to record the show, Vince did a quick rewrite at the ending and said, we're not going to give women a lot of time to work. We're going to show a lot of video packages of Cody and Brock Lesnar of not Royal Rumble, but WrestleMania. And we're not going to do anything more than that. We're just going to spotlight the two things we really care about, which is Rey and Dominic and Jey Uso versus Jimmy. I think the reason I'm botching here is because I know that there was supposed to be more here. And it got changed. I could be wrong, fine. If I'm wrong, you guys can tell me they confirmed it, you were wrong. And say, well, I thought I was right, I'm wrong. But I truly believe that Jimmy was supposed to be the one to attack a Sami Zayn, not Solo. And it's Jey that did it, and Jey was supposed to get nailed. But they changed it more enough that it was Solo, which could have still worked. But I truly believe that was supposed to be that. That's just me. Peace.